Welcome to Fresh Music Freaks, your online source for upfront music and industry news, music festival, and in-depth interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Freak Show. I'm a freak. Are you?
Hello, this is Nadine here with Fresh Music Freaks, sitting here with the Unicorn Slayer, Mr. Markus Schulz. We actually had a chance to sit down with him in the beginning of festival season for Miami Music Week. Yeah. Now it's ADE Week, closing out festival season. You've played them all. So tell me, how was your summer?
It was fantastic. I mean, it's funny because you have some summers where the weather is amazing, and then you have some summers where it seems like every single festival it's pouring rain, But this summer, it was funny. On all the days that I played, the weather was good. But like, for example, at Tomorrowland, it was raining and like crazy. But when I played it, the weather was good. So for me, it's been a really, really good festival season. And I hope that everybody out there has tried to stay as dry as possible.
Yes, I know how that goes with the rainy festival season. Can be a bummer, but glad you had all the good days.
Oh yeah, and I've heard some amazing sets from DJs. So musically, everything's everybody's been really on point this summer.
Yeah, the music kind of makes the weather feel like it's not even happening.
Exactly.
So most recently, you've released your remix album of We Are the Light, and I just want to know, what goes into the process of choosing the right artist for those remixes?
Pretty much, I'm a fan of all their music, and that's the idea. You try to get people whose tracks you're playing in your sets to put a spin on one of your tracks. For example, Artento Divini, I love what he's doing, when we asked him to do We Are the Light, it was like, just do do your thing, like twist it any way you want it, and it turned out really special because he kept my original chords with the vocals, and then he came up with a riff after the vocals where it just raises the roof, like people go absolutely wild. So those are the kind of things that I look for. I try and really trying to find people that I'm fans of, and I think it works out because then the remixes play in my sets after I've been playing the original version in my sets all this time, it just takes a little bit of scouting and being connected with the scene, what's really happening.
Mm-hmm. Hearing what everybody else is playing too. Mm-hmm. So you kind of answered the next question. I was going to ask what your favorite track off the remix album was, but...
Well, there's quite a few actually. So I absolutely love Richard Duran's remix that he did of Alina Ermaya's track, and the one I did with her. I just think the twist that he put on it was totally. It was what I expected, but it's totally unexpected, And I think that one turned out really good. I think I really, really like some of the deeper stuff as well. I think. Mike Effects, I think, did a remix of Calling for Love, or there was another deeper mix of Calling for Love, and I've been playing that in my rabbit hole parts of the sets. So that's the other nice thing, is when you have remixes, the tracks can live in a different part of your sets as well. So yeah, it's important.
Yes, so I gotta be cross-genre, not just stick to one sound, right? So one thing, I gotta say too, you're not slowing down when it comes to albums. You've got your hands in the upcoming In Search of Sunrise 15 comp album. So tell me, what's the most exciting thing about that, and the most challenging thing about that?
I think the most exciting thing is when you're gonna do it all year long, you put tracks aside for it. So it's like, we get demos at the record label, every week, and you listen to them, and whether we like them or not, and then you get some demos, and they're like, oh my God, this is special, and you put those on the side all year long. You kind of put them on the side to tell a story. You have an idea for the story that you want to tell for In Search of Sunrise. So that's kind of the fun part about it, is all year long, compiling those songs. And, obviously the most difficult part about it is the standards are very high. People's theater of the mind, what they expect from an In Search of Sunrise compilation, is very high. And, I'm the type of person who I always want to over-deliver. I want to go above and beyond, pardon the pun, but above and beyond anything that people are expecting. So I put a lot of pressure on myself for that. And I know that, the legacy of the series with what Tiesto did with it back in the day, that is what, it needs to live up to again. And that's the pressure of it, to get it back to that level. And it's tough, if I'm... Because, it's a compilation. You're relying on other people's music, and you're trying to find the best music that other people have created as well. I've created some stuff on there as well, but you're trying to rely on this music that's created to tell a story that you want to tell. So you're kind of at the mercy a little bit of the other producers. So it's like you have to A&R a lot of the tracks too to like get them to elevate their game. Like, guys, this is like something special. We want to really go back on this song and spend a few more days on it. And but it takes patience and a lot of work. But in the end, I think especially this year, the compilation is fantastic. The journey is really nice.
Very good. I'm excited for that one. And, speaking of challenging things, you challenge yourself to do new and exciting and unique things. I heard some rumors that your upcoming music productions are going to be unique and different. So can you tell us
So I always make like 30 songs, and then I choose like the best 15 or so. And I'm about 18 songs in. And out of those 18, I think I have 9 that are like traditional, like, trance. And then I have 9 where I really kind of like push the envelope, where musically it's trance. Like all the melodies are there. Like it's very easy to just slow it down to 130, 135, put a 4/4 behind it, and it's a perfect, beautiful trance track. But I've been anxious and wanting to try different things. So, I said this in an interview. It's like, I feel like for the last 20 years, we've been stuck between 128 and 138. But there's, as soon as you type in a number into your DAW, like 132 or 130, you as a producer, you already know what it's going to sound like. Just because everything that is 130 has a certain kind of vibe to it. Everything that's 138 has a certain vibe to it. Well, everything 128 has a certain vibe. So as soon as you type in a number, it's like the song's pretty much, what it's. So when you type in something that's not between 128 and 138, then as a producer, things get interesting because you don't know what this is going to sound like, and you just... It made the process was really fun, and I don't know how many of these tracks will make it to the album. Maybe a lot of them will be bonus tracks. I don't know. That's, I still got like 12 or so songs that I want to finish before I like sit down with everything and say, this has to be out there. This has to be out there. But that being said, there's a few tracks on there that are like 150, but in halftime that, oh my God, they're just so like, they're so intense musically. The chords are so emotional and everything. So I think it's going to be interesting to see, especially how it's all packaged together and how it all like flows together. I think that's the most important thing. Just make sure that it together it all tells a story.
Yeah, you're really pushing the envelope with this one. The trance world is going to be turned upside down.
But I think in a positive way,
I
what I mean? Because it's like, trust me, I love trance. I love the emotions in trance. It's like when I hear a chord structure that's like, wow, like I stop everything and I just listen to it, and I get it. I'm a diehard trancer, okay. But that being said, it's like, let's all be open-minded and see what else is, and it's just tempo, we're just experimenting with tempo to see how some of these, because to be honest with you, some of these chords, when you do them in halftime, the chords are longer, and it's like the anticipation, the drama, the intensity is even greater. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but imagine it's just like, a chord instead of it being this long is now this long, and with some interesting things happening in the tail end, you know, it's like, wow, it can be really powerful if it's done right.
I agree. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Cool. Well, I hope everybody, I hope everybody's excited as well.
Oh, they are. And now that we know your musical plans for the coming year, where can we see you? Where can we see you play these magical tunes?
I've spiked a few of these type of tracks into my set already, and the crowd is kind of just standing there, but at the end of the night they come up to me and go, wow, that was so intense. So I think it's going to be an education process to try to see if these things can fit in my sets. And to be honest with you, maybe at the end of the day I'm going to say it doesn't fit in my sets the way that I want them to, but I will make versions, slow down to 138 or 130 that will fit in my sets. Maybe that's what the end is going to be. But that's the beautiful thing about making an album. You're making a story and trying to make a show out of the story that you told, you know, afterwards is what you do. So yeah, you know, if you come to the shows, you'll start hearing a few of these, you know, on certain nights, me experiment with some of them, and you'll know when it's one of those tracks when I'm looking out at the dance floor and just kind of studying everything, you know. When I'm studying everything, then it's like, oh, this must be something new, you know. And I think it's exciting. I need to challenge myself, and I think these kind of things are an amazing challenge for me. I wake up in the morning excited. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. You know, every morning you wake up, you go to the studio, you want to be excited. You don't want to walk in the studio, type in a number and go, okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's so true. And I'm assuming we'll get to hear some of these new tracks on Friday, the open to close?
Yes, some of them. But open to closes are always a little special, a little different. They're the wild side of me. I just did a 10.5-hour open to close in Montreal on Sunday night, Monday morning, right? Stereo, yeah. And I was in the rabbit hole all night, all morning. I couldn't get out of it.
Well, hey, I'm excited to see you on Friday, and I want to thank you again for sitting down with me. This is Nadine from Fresh Music Freaks, signing out.
Thank you, guys.